Welcome back to another class on Halacha for Women. We are in the sefer called Otar Denim by Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. In the beginning, we had started seeing what a woman is obligated to say in the morning. So we saw that she's obligated to say Birkot HaShachar, Birkot HaTorah, Shema, and the Shemona Esrei. Today we want to see past Shemona Esrei. Is she obligated to continue saying the rest of the tefillah? Yes or no? So when you look into a siddur, after Shemona Esrei you have Vidui, which is the confession, right over here. This is the confession. Then we have the Yud Gimel Midot. Right, when we say in Shul, Kel Rachum V'Chanun Erech Apayim. After that you have Nefilat Apayim. Then you have Nefilat Apayim, which is right over here, it starts with LeDavid. And then we have Ashrei and Tefillah LeDavid. And then you have Kaveh, and then you have Olin L'Shabech. The question is, after a woman finishes Shemona Esrei, is she obligated to continue saying the rest of the morning prayer? So comes Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shlita, and he says like this: Ein ha'isha chayevet lomar vidui. A woman is not obligated to say vidui, which is the confession right after the Shemona Esrei. V'nifilat apayim. She also does not have to do the falling on the face. That's what I showed you over there. This over here, Rabotai, is called Nefilat Apayim. We actually sit down for this, but he says women are not obligated to do this. Also, women are not obligated to do this. Right? This is the confession. You're not obligated to do it. Why is it called Nefilat Apayim? I don't know if you ever see Ashkenazi. They actually fall on their faces, meaning when they sit down or they go like they take their hand and as if they're falling on their face. We're not allowed to do that. The Ashkenazim are allowed to do that. But he tells us over here, a woman is not obligated to say the confession. She's not obligated to say the Nefilat Apayim after Shemona Esrei. V'chen, and so too, Ein chayevet lomar Ashrei Yoshrei Beitecha. And so too, she's not obligated to say Ashrei Yoshrei. Uval Tzion. Okay, maybe I should actually show it to you in the siddur. Bottom line over here, according to Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita, after basically a woman's davening consists of Birkot HaShachar, Birkot HaTorah, Shema, Shemona Esrei. 4 things, that's it, finished. Once you finish your Shemona Esrei, you have completely finished davening. More than that, you don't have to do. Right, so after that you have Ashrei, right over here. That also he says a woman's not obligated to. Then you have Uval Tzion. You're also not obligated to do it. Then we have Tefillah LeDavid. You're also not obligated to do it. If we continue, you have the whole thing. We go to Kaveh. Let me just see. Not to Kaveh. We go to actually P'tumah Ketoret. Yes, Kaveh. Then we have over here Kaveh El Hashem. All this until Olin L'Shabech, you're not obligated to do it. Right, and this is where we conclude Olin L'Shabech. All these prayers, what I just showed you, you're not obligated to do it. So that's what he says over here. V'chein ein chayevet lomar Ashrei Yoshrei Beitecha uval Tzion v'shar haTefillah. A woman is not obligated to say Ashrei Yoshrei Beitecha. She's not obligated to say uval Tzion and the rest of the prayer. Ela rather, Yuchala l'sayem ha'tefillah miyad la'acher ha'amidah. You are able to finish your Shemona Esrei immediately. You are able to finish your prayer immediately after Shemona Esrei. Once you take 3 steps back, you say, Oseh Shalom b'Ramav, Hu b'Rachamav yaseh Shalom aleinu v'al kol ha'mo yisrael v'imromein. Over there, your prayer completely finishes. Nevertheless, Mimidat Chasidut, if she wants to act in a pious way, wherever it's possible, Tov v'nachon shetomar gam et avidui. It's good and correct that she should also say the confession. V'chol yeter ha'tefillah, and also the rest of the prayer. It's good and correct, but you're not obligated. Ela rather, he says, she'im hi mitpalelet bebeita, if you are davening at home, v'lo be'ezret nashim im hatzibur, and you're not in the women's section with the congregation, Tizaher lomar et Yud Gimel Midot b'minigina. You should be careful to say the 13 attributes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu when it says Kel Rachum v'Chanun Erech Apayim. You have to do it with a melody. B'nigun shel kriyat Torah, the way they would recite the Torah, right? That's the way you have to go ahead and do it. Now he says, V'im ene yodoat nigun zeh. If you don't know how to sing the Yud Gimel Midot, Adiv shelo tomar ha-Yud Gimel Midot. It is better that you don't say the 13 attributes. V'chen en so tzu ra'ui la le'isha lomar b'siyum ha-tefillah oleinu l'shabech. And so too, it's proper for a woman to say towards the end of the prayer, oleinu l'shabech. Av she'en l'chiyuv l'omra. Even though you don't have the obligation to say it, nevertheless, he says it is good for you to say it. So we see from this halacha today that a woman's real obligation when it comes to praying in the morning is Birchot HaShachar, Birchot HaTorah, Shema, Shemona Esrei. That is your whole prayer. There you finish, you move on with your day. If you have time or if it's possible, you want to go ahead and do above the letter of the law and continue davening the rest of the prayer, you are able to go ahead and do so. Just be careful with the 13 attributes of Hashem's name, that if you're not inside the synagogue, where you don't have 10 men saying it, if you're at home, skip that and continue with the rest of the prayer. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai L'Olam. Amen ve'amen.